Hey everyone out there in YouTube world, happy Sunday.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Doing pretty good.
We are going to do a quick unboxing and
Show a couple of books from this week.
show a couple books that we got from our LCS this weekend.
Hey Tank. Tank's our first guest.
Hey Tank!
We just got done with a live show on Big Will's channel. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Tank's been really busy. He just sent us a picture and he has a car full of comics.
Right.
So
After seeing Endgame a million times.
Oh, right. You are going to be the Endgame expert, especially after seeing it in 3D tomorrow.
I guess first of all, we got a package, yet another package. We keep winning comic books.
We're not John level yet, but
no, we don't have shares in the randomizer, but it's still pretty good. I'm doing pretty good on the randomizer. So I got second place. Excuse my voice. I got something.
Yeah, we probably won't be sending out any AOKs for a minute until we know that Kachung is not
sending out diseases.
Contagious.
But I won second prize from Hoser's 500 follower contest. I know he's probably not going to be online until he's seen Endgame because I think he banned himself from the internet. But he can watch this on the rewind.
Watch it on the rewind.
All the way from Canada, it made it. And Barbarian Kung Fu won first prize. And I got second prize. Oh.
Let's see.
It says all these words.
Read it.
Here
it has a little koala.
Oh my God. Here is the giveaway prize. Thanks for entering and all that. P.S. I put 2 books in here for you, Delphia.
Aww.
Hope you like them. Hope you both like them. And you put a little Australia flag like we have up there and a little koala because, that's how people associate with me now. The koala.
The koala.
And then the Canadian stamp on the back.
Very cool.
And green tape. Yay! Hoser, you use green tape. We use green tape.
We do.
Let's see what we got. I know one of these books because I won it. And there it is. Well packaged, man. That's a great thing about this tape. You just rip it without damaging anything. Here we go. All right. So, my second prize.
That's what you won.
Is this one. Blue Beetle. Oh, I see what's on the back.
Hey, Mr. Garrell. Mr. Garrell. Just kidding.
Hey, Mr. G.
Mr. G. That's better.
So, I don't actually own this. I've never seen it before. I do love the Blue Beetle.
I have one Blue Beetle book.
Yeah.
It's a more modern book, though.
I don't see the number on here.
Well, you can always pull it out. You can show the book on the back.
Oh, and there's a second one on the back. He said he was going to throw a second book in for me. And there it is. I love the original Captain Marvel.
This is number 1.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
The first Blue Beetle?
See it?
Damn.
Number 1.
Thank you so much, Hoser.
That's awesome.
And Marvel. That's the Captain Marvel I know. I don't know if I have this one. But it's a series that I want to finish collecting.
I'm going to put that right there.
Great character. Best Captain Marvel.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Hoser.
Very cool.
And then I'll hand these to you.
Okay.
Because these are yours.
Oh, very cool. Wonder Woman.
Some Jenny Friesen masterpieces.
I love Friesen. I probably have half of a short box full of Friesen. She does a great job on Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Need to get this.
definitely one of the best Wonder Woman artists out there.
I don't know how to move this chat window.
I'll just close that. That's
There
it.
we go.
So that's what we got from
Hoser.
Poser.
Uh-huh.
And then I ordered something, and it looks like our chat is pretty slim right now, and that is okay. We have Tank, Mr. G, and those are two of our favorite people. We love them. We have Nerds versus Geeks.
Modern Comics reprint of the Charleston comics from a couple years earlier. It's a great book to own. Love Blue Beetle. Thanks for that, Nerds and Geeks.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Hey, Barbarian.
Hey, Barbarian.
You were the first winner. First
Yeah,
prize winner of
you
this.
just showed me what you won. You got the detective.
Yeah. And Barbarian, that was the second prize. Very cool. And he threw in this Captain Marvel and a couple of Wonder Woman books for Delphia. Very sweet of him.
Very, very cool. Wonder Woman is always a good way to my heart. Or Catwoman. Or any really super sexy, awesome, super powerful superhero. And then I had a really good time in watching the Symbiote chat on Monday. And we were talking about Pogs.
Oh.
And so I ordered something off of eBay. I couldn't help myself. And so this is what I got.
It's the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, he had no clue that this was, he was like, what is that? He's like, are we opening this?
Is that another folded comic? Like Discovery Bay got?
This weird comic. But it is not. I'll show you what it is. It's pretty cool.
Who else was it on the Symbiote
Sasquatch.
chat? It was Sasquatch. I love his
Yeah,
Pogs.
and he was talking about how I guess the original Pogs, not Pugs, Pogs, were made in Hawaii, and I didn't even know that. Pogs were part of the pop culture trend for me. Probably, I would say, in end of elementary school, middle school, and I had no idea that they originated in Hawaii. But he was right. Because when I was looking on eBay, like there were original Hawaiian Pogs.
Wow.
But I didn't get that. So I got these really cool X-Men Pogs.
Wow.
And they haven't even been punched out. And they are from 1995. So pretty cool. You want to hold that?
I was trying to get the
Here, you want to hold that?
focus.
Yeah, it's not focusing really well.
It wants to focus on us.
Here, let me get out of it.
Oh, man.
Well, they're pretty amazing. The art on it is actually pretty detailed for a Pog.
Yeah. Those are neat. Mr. Garrow said that annual Pog Championship is a real thing.
I had no idea, but I was not kidding. I will so challenge Sasquatch to a Pog duel. I think that would be a lot of fun. I have a whole book full of Pogs, and they're at my mom's house. But here's some of my little Pogs in this little crappy container from back in the day.
So Sasquatch, come over to Atlanta for
Yay!
the challenge.
Ready? And this is kind of, if you don't know what Pogs are, this is what they look like. They're just these little discs.
Bye, Kung Fu. It's got to go.
By Kung Fu. And then you stack them upside down like that. And then you hit them with a slammer. And they're these basically paperweights. And you want to hit them on the edge. Because the number of Pogs you flip over, then you get to keep.
Oh, you keep those.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's how you play Pogs.
A little bit like marbles. You get to keep the other person's stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like marbles a little bit. So.
But cooler, it looks like.
Yeah, it's really cool. So Sasquatch and I are banking on that coming back in style, I guess. So we'll see how that works out. We got some books.
Yeah. we got a few books at the LCS this week. Just want to catch up because a lot of people have been showing what they got, and we couldn't grab our books till Saturday.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
He's going into the movie. Bye, Mr. G.
See you on the other side of knowing Endgame.
Aw, enjoy the movie. You will become enlightened before us.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tank, you're still here, I think, right? We'll show you what we got.
Just you and us.
It's just a very intimate chat. So, I got man-eaters.
Yes, you got a few of the other ones.
I actually have like 2, 3, 4, and I think I have 2 through 5, I think.
Yeah.
But I didn't have 1 yet. And it's hard to jump into these stories, I feel like, without the right setup. So I was just waiting to get 1, and I honestly didn't want to order it off eBay and pay for shipping. So I was like, because then I would wind up paying like $7 for a cover price book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my LCS had this in one of their, I guess, what would you consider that then that this is in? It's not really back issues, kind of.
Once they move them down the wall as the weeks progress, and I think they have, the newest books, then last week's, then the week before, and then I think it goes back 4 weeks, and then once it moves off that, they throw them in their back issues, in with all the other back issues, but they keep them at cover price, most of them.
Yeah, so I started reading this finally, and it was something I was interested in just because the covers were so clearly very feminist, like feminism. I don't know. They were like woman power, hear me roar. So I figured it would probably be pretty good. They have tampons all over the covers, and it's probably not something a dude wants to read. But my LCS owner said it's really good, and it was pretty good. When you open it up, I posted a picture about it, I think this morning on my story, and it was talking about how do you identify if your girlfriend is a man-eating cat, basically. And so a lot of this stuff made sense later, but it's funny. It basically, I mean, I guess I don't really know. I mean, let me ask you this, since I'm kind of getting into reading these comics more and more. When you start talking about these comics, like, is it better to give an overview of the book, or is that considered a spoiler? Like, I guess I don't know where to start and where to stop.
Yeah, it's hard to give an overview without giving away much of the book.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin it for someone, but...
Yeah, I mean, the general premise is probably usually given in the description of that book anyway.
Okay. Well, basically, the narrator of this story is a 12-year-old girl, and her and her father have a semi-estranged relationship, and everyone in society, which would be all of us if it's applicable to us, has been exposed to this genetic mutation because of cat poop. Like, so random. And basically it triggers a mutation within only girls when it's that time of the month for them. There goes the tampons. And they'll turn into giant man-eating cats.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, did a guy write this? Because it's like painting the picture that women are vicious and malicious during that time of the month.
And they only eat the guys?
They eat everyone.
Oh, they eat everyone.
Yeah, children included. So
yeah. What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. It was pretty graphic in certain spots, not throughout, but there were definitely, it's not for children. Not for kids. I liked it. I was happy to read number 1. I'm going to finish reading the rest of them. I thought it flowed really well and was really interesting. So I would definitely suggest picking up Man-Eaters if you want to read something that is kind of talking about life, but has a little bit of a twist that makes it almost kind of like Vampire Hunters or something like that. So, good book.
Cool.
I also got Jughead, The Hunger versus Vampironica. Like a
Vampirella Archie story.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, that's literally, you just summed it up.
There you go.
It's what it is. It was cute. basically she's kind of struggling with coming to terms that she's a vampire, and her whole family comes from a long line of vampires, and she's just finding that out, and that's kind of
Neat.
the story. But to me, it kind of reminded me of Buffy. It's like the high school setting and all that. So
is it a one shot?
Is it what?
Is it a one shot, or does it continue?
It continues.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it continues. Both of these continue.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
Some decent reads.
Yeah, both of them. I thought they were really, really good. I posted this on Instagram, but I thought that the way that they told the story in here and this Man-Eaters comic was really cool. Like when you start off, there's this like flyer in the first page, like you would find on like a lamppost or something, and you kind of get the context for it later.
Okay.
And it just says like public notice, cat attack. Please be advised there has been a cat attack. There's like a PSA community in here that goes around talking about cat attacks, because there used to be more cat attacks. And then they basically, they did this procedure to all of the women. They're feeding the women pharmaceuticals basically, so that they no longer, I guess, have periods pretty much. And because that's when they turn into cats.
Oh, wow.
And so they're basically preventing women from having that.
But it was a woman writer, right?
Yeah, but now there's there's sleeper children within the community that have still been exposed to cat poop. And so once a cat attack happens, they wind up sending out a PSA to like all the families where the sleeper children live. And they're pretty much like, please be advised, you're in danger, like evacuate immediately. And then they abandon these children that might turn into wild cats. So it's interesting. It's funny. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. And then there's also this really neat spread that I posted. Let's see, where is it at? This one. And it basically has like all the conversations happening at the same time. And some of them aren't really relevant to the progression of the story, but I think it's interesting because it just kind of shows you all the stuff happening, you know, within like a hotel or apartment complex kind of situation. So neat.
That was very cool.
Those were the two that I read. And then I also got this Betty Page. I love Betty Page. Love her.
That's a great cover.
It is a great cover.
I waited a couple of weeks for that one.
Well, I actually have this on order from Golden Apple as well, so I'm still waiting on that. But, you know, that could be 5 more months until I get it. So, and then I got this Catwoman. I actually have the variant of this.
Yeah, that's the Christmas one where she's holding, what is it, a mouse or something?
Yeah, she's holding a mouse. But
Joelle Jones does great art too.
Yeah, this one was just really awesome, and I found it in their back issues bin, and I was like, you know what? I know I have the variant to this, but this main cover is actually
Delphia and her Catwoman.
I do love Catwoman. I can't help it. But I do love this. I love this cover. I also love cheetah print, guys. So
oh yeah,
there's cheetah print on here.
That helps sell it.
It definitely helped sell it. I had to get it.
Yeah. Well, what else you got?
The last books I have, Batgirl.
Middleton.
Batgirl. Not quite, but it's Batman, but you know. And then Supergirl. This is not my favorite. I told Kaching that. They pulled it for me because they know I like Supergirl. But this one, I probably wouldn't have grabbed if they hadn't pulled it.
Yeah.
I was not impressed.
It's not like your art germ.
No, not my favorite. And then Little Bird.
Yes.
Little Bird.
Alec and John will be happy. So you got that.
I haven't started reading it yet, to be honest. I'm a little bit relying on the suggestions of others that this is a good book. I would like to read it, but I just haven't.
Tank said it's cool.
Okay, well then
It's got good art, he said.
Yeah, I do love the covers. I got the first and second print of the first one, of number 1. So, and then number 2 is just as cool. And the last thing is Justice League Dark.
Yes. With Dr. Fate.
Look at Swamp Thing.
I haven't been keeping up with Justice League Dark, but I did love the first few. I think I'll probably we'll fill in the gaps that we have because I think it's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
All those characters are awesome.
Yeah.
I've always loved Dr. Fate, and it looks like Dr. Fate's a female. Probably by the look of that. And
Up there in the corner.
in the series I collected in the early 90s, Dr. Fate became female at some point in that series as well.
Yeah. So I pretty much have, I mean, I would say that I have the entire run up to 10, right?
I think we're missing a couple.
Yeah, but for the most part.
And see what we're missing.
But we kind of piecemealed together our Justice League Dark books. And I want to dive into that pretty soon. So
yeah, a lot
that's
more.
What I got.
They need to show more magic. So this with the Swamp Thing and Wonder Woman and Dr. Fate, and maybe bring the Demon in. You know, there's a lot of magical aspects to the DC universe. They could do some really good stories. I think this is one of them. I got myself the Heroes in Crisis. I haven't read it yet. Hearing decent things. I grabbed the Polaroid variant. Our LCS knows us really well, and I didn't have this in our pool, but they put it in because they knew I loved Alex Ross. So they pulled this cover for me, and I'm so glad they did. I love Alex Ross, and that's a great Avengers cover.
Tank said he's going to A-OK you some meds. Poor baby. Yeah, Kachung just went to Guatemala last week for work, so he was there all week and just got back on Friday. And today, all of a sudden...
Yeah, I have like some disease. No, I don't.
Let's hope
No,
not.
I think I caught something from someone on the plane. It's just a throat thing. Cold. I'll be over in a couple of days, but I don't have much of a voice.
89. Good to see you.
I haven't read this, but people have been saying it's pretty cool. The Moon Knight story. That's why I grabbed it. I love Spider-Man and Wolverine, but there isn't anything current for Moon Knight, so it stopped, and it was good to see some Moon Knight action appearing. Grabbed the Spawn to start this this run through to 300. Very excited about that. I think I heard JD talking about this the other night, that they really do a good job in catching you up. So
cool.
It's a good jump on point. I think if you haven't got any Spawn, grab it.
Have you been into Spawn?
I have in the past. I have the number 1 that I grabbed off the shelf back in the 90s. I don't have very many Spawn, but I do love the character. Yeah, and I love Todd McFarlane's art. He's great.
He is great.
I grabbed this because everyone else was. I'm a bit gullible like that.
Spec.
But I've heard it's good art and it's a good story. And you don't need to read Descender to know about this, really. At least that's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Doom.
Tank said he just grabbed it.
Just grabbed it.
I
Nice
guess
one.
Ascender, probably?
Yeah, Ascender.
I'm totally getting sick. I'm not sick yet. This is pre-sick. And then I will be, hopefully not.
I'm collecting all dye, all variants, and all printings because I love this so much. And this is the second printing for number 4.
You do love your dye.
Yeah. There's only been 5 issues, and I have about 16 unique books. I got the Thanos and the Ron Lim. I loved his Battle Line variant, so I grabbed that variant too.
Tank said he'll take over our show.
And the ones that I have actually read up until now, Doctor Strange. Don't be fooled by the cover. Didn't happen. At least not in this one. Hopefully it happens. But
That's a cool cover.
yeah, it's
I
great.
didn't see that one.
With Galactus, there's some stuff happening.
That's beautiful.
Great story. I mean, this is still a great story. It's just been a little misleading.
Sears says we infected the pug.
And Middle West, read that. It's awesome as always. Great book. Great book. And then a bunch of Star Wars. So three of them are the True Believers. All a buck. This one's awesome. It's the Jason Aaron run, number 1, I believe. Awesome. And that's the printing of the last issue for Star Wars, and then a really cool Darth Vader. I never pass these up. I don't pre-order them, or I don't tell my LCS to pull them for me, but if there's any on the shelf, I'll just grab them because they're a buck. And then if anyone loves Star Wars, grab this. It's really cool. The TIE Fighter, it's the first one. I love the cover, and I love baddies, and I love Star Wars. So, it was made for me. And everyone's been talking about this. I read it. I laughed so loud. I got in trouble.
Oh, well, we were both reading our comics, and Kachung.
I just burst out laughing.
And not only did he burst out laughing, but he also was like, "That's so funny! Oh my God, that's so funny!" And I was like, "Babe, I'm trying to read my comic, but that's cool. I'm glad it was funny."
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story.
He's a loud reader.
People are getting so kind of bent out of shape about this, but read it, get it, read it.
Tank said it's so good.
It's an awesome cover, and the story is really cool. Yeah.
Tank agrees. So good.
Nice.
He's also reading Middle West. He said it's his favorite ongoing series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that and Die. Awesome.
I have a pretty decent size Uncanny collection. And I really, really like collecting those. The main reason I like to collect Uncanny is because, here's why. So when we went on one of our very first hunts, and we love going on the hunt, and I think that we were both good at it in our own right. They were the easiest comic book for me to find out what number it was, because they put it right up there. See it? Up here. So it's always on the front. So when we were hunting, and Kachung's like, "Oh, we need 183." I was like, "I can find that." I've since learned our LCS store owner actually showed us, which was really cool, what all of these numbers mean.
And the barcode.
And the barcodes. Hold on, let me get a little closer. Yeah, there we go. All those numbers that it's pertaining to the series.
The issue number is the first
and the
one.
Print.
The variant is the second one, and the printing is the last.
Yep. So we have learned that, which is really cool. And that's what we were talking about the other day, because our LCS, it's pretty new. So one of the owners, she used to work at a comic book store for a really long time, and the other two, they never worked at a comic book store, and they didn't own a comic book store. So they're learning a lot of the nuances of transitioning from collector to store owner, and really
they're doing a great job about it.
They're doing a great job, and they're also educating us along the way. Like, as they learn stuff, they're sharing it with their customers, which is really, really cool. So it couldn't be a better marriage. And so I got some Uncanny. I do like the characters in Uncanny, though, outside of being able to find the numbers. But I still like a lot of the...
Storm is one of your favorite characters.
Storm is probably my favorite character. I know I like a lot of the moderns, and there's not a lot of good modern Storm.
No, there's not.
But I do love Storm. She's probably my fave. And so this is a really cool Wolverine X-Men. It's probably the oldest one I grabbed this week, 173.
It's a nice one, too.
It's beautiful. It's in great, great, great shape.
Well, these are all $1 too, right?
These are all $1. And then 180 Mohawk Storm.
Mohawk Storm. Where's John? John's watching Endgame probably
181
with the dragons.
Dragon Love. I do love some dragons, guys.
Tank's flipping out over Rogue.
Oh, this one's 283.
Second appearance of Bishop.
Yeah, apparently we have the first appearance. I was gonna buy it. It was not $1.
No.
And Kachung has it in his collection. So we kind of swap books out sometimes when we realize, yeah, he's
It's gonna
gonna
migrate into your box.
into my box, but no pun intended. That's what she said. But we do that sometimes. I mean, so I'll get a few books and then not even realize it's something that he's in love with and has the majority of the run. And I'll just give him those books because I'd rather him have a complete run of something that he really enjoys than holding on to a couple of books, and vice versa.
And it's in the family. Doesn't go anywhere. So
It's all in the family.
we own it.
And then 284. Can you see that?
Mhm.
It's cool. And then I got 2. I said I love Storm.
Oh, you got both of those. Nice.
I did.
That's the costume I love.
Yeah, it's classic Storm. I mean, Mohawk Storm's great, but that's a great Storm costume. I actually have that little toy from Book Nook.
There it is.
They have a bunch of old
Storm.
toys that I guess kids decided they didn't want anymore, and they put them in a Tupperware, and then you can grab any of them for, I think it's like $1.25. So
Neat.
cool. That's it, guys. That's all we got
all
for
we
today.
got.
We were on Big Will's show earlier, so if you haven't watched that, go watch that on the replay. He talked to us about cosplay, which was fun, and we dove into that a little bit. And there's going to be a lot more cosplay stuff coming on our YouTube channel and also on our Instagram.
Yeah. We'll be doing a lot of creation, and we'll share some things along the way.
Share some tips and tricks for you guys along the way.
Big Will.
Hey, Big
It
Will!
was good. It was a lot of fun.
Good to see you. We just did a quick unboxing. Showed some Pogs.
Book I won from Hoser.
It's a cool book.
First Blue Beetle.
Number 1. And these Pogs that I ordered, some X-Men Pogs from 1995, and they haven't been unpunched yet.
Mm-hmm. And some of our favorite books of the week.
So we
Vader.
covered the gambit. But we hope that you guys have a really great Sunday. We are going to finish our adulting and log into some of the other chats.
Yeah. Finish some weekend gardening maybe, and I gotta stop talking.
Yeah, he's going to drink some tea
Yeah.
and probably rest a bit and do what he can until the week starts.
Yeah. And try my best not to give her anything.
I know.
All right.
Fingers crossed, guys. I don't get sick.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you in the chats later, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.
Bye.